Hey, Easton, this is Carrie Rapolo,
Jason Daniels.
off camera. And this is the Shoveltown Scoop, Easton's news program, brought to you by ECAT. Here's the scoop for June 10th, 2015. Oliver Ames teacher Carrie Murphy has received the Massachusetts STEM Educator of the Year. She has earned a $5,000 grant for Oliver Ames High School, and she will be honored at the 2015 STEM Summit at the DCU Center in Worcester. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and of course now we've included it to include the arts, and we refer to that as STEAM. And a little bit about STEAM. According to the U.S. Department of Education, only 16% of American high school seniors are proficient in mathematics and are interested in a STEM career. So I think by introducing STEAM into our school systems, they're only going to improve with their education and get a little bit better. So I know that Oliver Ames and a lot of the schools here in Easton have focused on incorporating this into their education.
Yeah, congratulations, Carrie.
Yes. And speaking of STEAM, we have the STEAM Family Night, which is going to be held over at the Richardson Olmsted School. This is this Friday, June 12th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. It's for pre-K through second grade residents and families. So go ahead and head over there. It's going to be a really great night. I know a lot of people that are contributing to this.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yep. All right, and then just as a reminder, the June 8th school committee meeting, they had an introduction of Deborah Hammett, who's going to become or has become the Richardson Olmsted principal. So if you'd like to watch that video, you can go over to eastoncat.org and click on the link for June 8th school committee meeting. And some town hall news coming up tonight is the finance committee on the agenda. They're going to follow up to the annual town meeting. They're going to be discussing some budget responsibilities for fiscal year 16 and review a bunch of different reports. And then next week, Monday, June 15th, the Conservation Commission and the Board of Selectmen meetings will be coming up. Okay. And then save the date for tomorrow, Thursday, June 11th, the Easton Republican Town Committee meeting will be held at the Center for Nonprofit Management. That's at Stonehill College. And they have a guest speaker, Rod Eccles of The Rod Eccles Show. All right. And then, just go back once. I know.
Sure. No, this is an important one.
Yes. Let's see here. We talked about the Republican town meeting. And here it is. So on Thursday, June 18th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. over at the high school auditorium, they're going to be doing this current teen drug trends meeting. And it's basically a lot of information that they're going to be giving out about how to raise your child in this environment and drug-free youth. It's Easton Public School faculty and parents are invited, and I think it's going to be a really great event for people to get informed. Basically, they have guest speaker Peter Buck. He has an extensive experience in law enforcement and emergency medical services and is a drug recognition expert. So I think it's a very important meeting for families to attend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's, the seriousness of it, the fact that kids and teens are not allowed, I think really speaks to how
Yes.
serious this is.
That's right. Adults only, really. Okay, and then the boys and girls varsity track is having their All New England Championship on Saturday, June 13th. That's going to be located in Thornton Academy up in Saco, Maine at 10 a.m.
Wow.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Good
And
luck.
Then, yeah, and then speaking of the track, I think we have a little clip here from the 9th.
Oh, Matt Campbell, takes the lead. And the born athlete is not looking. Not only does he take the lead, but he is flying. He hopes to come in first in order to win a t-shirt. Last 100 he appears to kick. Where he's pulling his energy from, I'm not sure. Someone wants their t-shirt. Great run by Matt Campbell, finishing almost what appears to be 100 meters in front of his next competitors.
So I think it's important to actually point out that all but one of the competitors there was a freshman. So that's pretty impressive that they've got a great freshman team coming up over the next couple of years. And if you want to see Monday's track meet as well, we have it online here at eastoncat.org, so you can check that out.
Yeah, that was a heck of a run by, I think, Matt Campbell.
I like how he took advantage of, the kid wasn't looking from Bourne and he just scooted right by him.
Just pulled away, yeah.
That's great. All right, so then we also have the original Easton Farmers Market on Saturdays from 10 to 2. It's over at Depot Street, 591 Depot Street to be exact. They have a lot of like local people that come in, farmers, and they have cheeses and wine and beer and honey. It's a great little thing to go to, and it's outside. It's located kind of close to Shaw's, I guess you could, if you had to
Right, yeah, right at
pinpoint
that
it.
curve there. Sort of.
Yeah,
And yeah, like you said, way more than just fruits and veggies.
it's still, yeah, they have great stuff. Support all your local artisans. And then, of course, we have Simpson Spring. They're located on Washington Street. They're also open Saturdays from 10 to 2. They've got farmers and bakers and local entrepreneurs that always sell their goods, and that's another great place to visit. Even with the family, they have a lot of events going on over there.
Right, keep it local.
That's right. Okay. And then the Oliver Ames Lacrosse is hosting their fundraiser Saturday, June 13th at the Stone Forge Grill from 2 to 5. You have to be 21 years or older, and they're going to be featuring about 10 to 12 brewers, some raffle tables, and 50-50. So it's for the Oliver Ames Lacrosse team. And just as a reminder, just save the date. We have a Grange meeting coming up on June 15th at 7 p.m. over at the Oaks Ames Hall. And it's going to be featuring the local beer brewers Jeff and Eric Hammond, the art of brewing beer. A lot of beer events.
Yeah, a lot of alcohol. All right.
All right. And also, save the date for Thursday, June 18th. The Friends of Oaks Ames Hall Barbecue is going to be hosting their annual barbecue. And there it is. It's they're going to be having it over at the Queesick Gardens, and the Board of Trustees will serve you dinner and wine. You can join them, or, if you want to become a member, RSVP is required. You have to call 508-238-9995. All right, and then Saturday, June 20th, the YMCA is going to be hosting a telethon along with ECAT, right, from 1 to 3 p.m.
That's right.
They're going to have live demonstrations and have some great stories from the YMCA, and you can check it out.
Yeah. Hashtag Easton supports the Y.
The Y,
There we go.
to spread the word. Also, the Old Time Fair is coming up on June 20th from noon to 8 p.m. They're going to have lots of fun family events coming up. They're going to have a library book sale at 5 o'clock. They will be announcing the winners of the We Dig Easton raffle. I just bought 2 tickets last week. That supports the NRT, the Ames Free Library, and the Children's Museum in Easton. And then from 6 to 8 p.m., they're going to be hosting a Portuguese event, which does require, I believe, an additional registration. But it's fun.
It's it's just a full day right there.
Yeah, it's a full
at
day.
The library.
Yep.
Not that they don't have enough going on. All right.
And they're also going to, the Easton Bocce League is going to piggyback on what's going on with the Old Time Fair, and they're going to be hosting a bocce tournament. It's free for family and friends. It's around 10 o'clock in the morning. There's no entry fee, no trophies, just bragging rights. And if the attendance does exceed expectations, they may move some of the matches over to the YMCA court. George Keenan is in charge of that. If you need more information, it's 508-203-0260. Bocce's fun. I used to actually play it a lot.
Oh,
with
I
friends.
can't believe we have two courts right here and within a half a mile of each other. It's great.
I know, yeah. It's a lot of fun. And then speaking about the We Dig Easton fundraisers, kind of rounding out your last chance to get these tickets, you can go to wedigeaston.org. Again, the drawing is going to be on June 20th over at the Old Time Fair at the Ames Free Library. It's a wonderful fundraiser, and you can buy your tickets online. And the first prize giveaway is a trip to anywhere. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, that is quite a gift.
And in the meanwhile, you're supporting 3 wonderful organizations in town.
Yeah, definitely a clever fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then the Children's Museum in Easton is going to be hosting their 21st annual Father's Day 5K. That's going to be on Sunday, June 21st. Starts at 9 a.m. Registration starts at 7:30. There's going to be cash prizes and all sorts of wonderful things going on. They're going to have a post-party race and 40 raffle prizes and awards ceremony following the finish. It's a really great course. They go all over. They go through like Langwater and come down Main Street, and it's really pretty. So if you want to run, go
Yeah.
register online.
Yeah, right on RaceWire.
That's right. And then Save the State, Saturday, July 11th at Smith Farm at Borderland Park. They're going to be doing Smith Farm Aid. They're raising money to help with the Smith Farm. It's about 3 o'clock until whenever. They're going to have music and beer and wine. It's $10 per ticket sold at the door. Kids under 12 are free, and all proceeds are going to help save Smith Farm. All right, so we have some pictures here from the Moms Club of Easton. They just had their Family Fun Fest over at the Sheep Pasture this past Sunday, June 7th. They had touch-a-trucks, face painting. The Toe Jam Puppet Band was there. Baltazar was there with his entertainment and Bubbles, and they did a really great job. I think they raised over about $7,000, which is going to help go back to some of the food pantry and the Head Start program. So I'd like to thank Melissa De La Vega and some of the Moms Club members there for providing those pictures to us.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yes. And then, of course, we have the Oliver Ames High School graduation that just happened same day on Sunday, and Dottie Fulginiti was kind enough to send in this video for us.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Class of 2015.
Great
Cool.
accomplishment there to the OA seniors,
Yeah,
and thanks to Dottie for sending that in.
right. Yeah, some thought-provoking speeches.
Oh, yeah, I watched it. It was great. All right.
Children's races?
Children's races at Frothingham Park. This is a favorite, I think, of a lot of people here in our community. This is held by the Easton Rec Department. They're going to be doing this Thursdays at 6 p.m. starting on July 9th, and it runs through August 20th. Ages are 2 to 12. They race the kids by age and by gender, and at the end they get a popsicle and they also get a little award ribbon. My kids love it. It's kind of it's a family favorite, and it's a great way to, get the kids tired before bedtime.
Right, and they're really well attended. It's like a nice community event.
It really is. And if it does rain, the races will be canceled. But, we've had a lot of luck, I think, in having the races go on. So I know a lot of people are asking about when those start. And then, of course, the Eastern Rec Department also announces their full-day summer program. It's going to be held over at the middle school. Let me see.
Is there
Ages
another one?
6
Oh,
through,
sorry about
that's
that.
okay. Ages 6 through 13. There's going to be 6 sessions this summer, July 6th through August 14th. And if you need more information, go to easton.ma.us and check out their flyer. And then, of course, the town pool is going to be opening, and they're going to do free admission on opening day, which is June 27th. The town pool, not a lot of people know about this. I get asked this question a lot, like, where is it and what does it look like? It's off of Lincoln Street, and it's basically a pond that they chlorinate. They have lifeguards there, and it's a sandy beach. It's really nice. So when they say pool, it's more of a little pond, but it's nice and clean, and it's great. So you can take your kids there free on June 27th.
Yeah, right. We're talking like 2 weeks here.
Yeah.
So that's great. Okay, and then we have Moscato's musings with
Yeah,
Ross.
with Ross.
Hi, I'm Ross Moscato. This past Saturday, America, the world, received something special. If you are a sports fan, it was extra special. And if you are a thoroughbred racing fan, for you, well, it was beyond special. I'm talking about, of course, American Pharoah completing the Triple Crown with its win in the Belmont Stakes. I was having dinner at a restaurant when American Pharoah crossed the line, and the establishment broke into cheers. The accomplishment was extraordinary, and that colt is extraordinary. And yet, what happened wasn't in many ways epic, because while it brought us to cheers, it didn't bring us to tears. And it didn't cause us to pull our car over and jump out and scream. Sometimes sports compels us to do both. Yes, it can make us tear up. What happened Saturday didn't elicit weeping like Triple Crown winner Secretariat did more than 40 years ago. The time in which Secretariat finished the Belmont was 4 seconds faster than the performance of American Pharoah on Saturday. Secretariat won the Belmont Stakes by, get this, 31 lengths. The New York Sun ran an editorial 2 days ago titled Pharoah Without Tears, in which it praised American Pharoah. while paying tribute to Secretariat and his run at the Belmont Stakes in 1973. Referring to the flow of tears that Secretariat induced at the Belmont Stakes, the editorial includes these words, and I quote, "It's widely attested to. Jack Whitaker of CBS described it. I actually saw people crying," he said. George Plimpton described a group of co-eds lining the rail and weeping as Secretariat careered past. Hayward Hale Brune quoted Jack Nicklaus as relating that as, alone in his own living room, he watched on television as Secretariat barreled down the stretch. The great golfer also began weeping. Sometimes sport can do this. And this brings me to the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York. It brings me to a kid from Easton, from Northeastern Village, and February 22nd, 1980. Yes, early 1980, the chilliest of the Cold War, America was down. It needed a pick-me-up. Our economy was weak, interest rates were high, Americans were held hostage in Iran. The Soviet Union had just invaded Afghanistan. And the U.S. Olympic hockey team, a team of amateurs, faced off against the most dominant, the most unbeatable team on the planet, the Soviet Red Army team, a team amateur in name only. This Russian hockey juggernaut of unsmiling, powerful, brutally efficient players was an exemplar of what America had to fear from the country those players represented. In that game, our kids didn't have a chance until we did. In one of the most epic upsets in the history of athletics, the U.S. triumphed 4-3. Backstopping the miracle U.S. win was goalie Jim Craig, an Easton native and Oliver Ames High School grad. In the game, Craig stopped 36 of 39 shots on goal. He befuddled the Soviets all night. 2 days later, Team USA beat Finland to clinch the gold medal. How the victory made the United States feel, what it did for America, was nicely, beautifully explained in a Sports Illustrated story. Here is an excerpt from the story, and I quote, "In Santa Monica, a photographer heard the outcome of the game and went into his local grocery store, a mom-and-pop operation run by an elderly immigrant couple. Guess what, he said, our boys beat the Russians. The old grocer looked at him. No kidding. And then he started to cry. He said again, no kidding. One man was listening to the game in his car, driving through a thunderstorm with the U.S. clinging to a 4-3 lead. He kept pounding his hands on the steering wheel in excitement. Finally, he pulled off the highway and listened as the countdown started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We beat the Russians. He started to honk his horn. He yelled inside his car. It felt absolutely wonderful. He got out and started to scream in the rain. There were 10 other cars pulled off to the side of the road, 10 other drivers yelling their fool heads off in the rain. They made a huddle and then they hollered together, we beat the Russians. Perfect strangers dancing beside the highway with 18-wheelers zooming by and spraying them with grime, end quote. Causing us to cry, compelling us to get out of a car and scream. Sometimes sport can do this. Thank you for watching.
All right. And then lastly, from us.
Yes, so we've got, we're looking for volunteers for the following positions: some camera work for multiple end-of-year school year activities, and editing and producing ECAT shows. And then you can watch the following online. You've got the OA high school graduation, a track and field decathlon, school committee meeting, planning and zoning board, and of course, Ross Moscato.
Yeah. And and for anybody that remembers, we've done a 48-hour film sprint. It's open for teams in the community, and we're going to do it again this year. We just kind of solidified a date, and we'll bring more of that news next week.
Perfect. Sounds good.
That'll be fun, too.
Yep. Then you can find all this on eastoncat.org as well.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Good night.